Converting Checkmate 12.1 files with layouts to Checkmate 14 files. The workflow for the conversion steps is simple. First, in Checkmate 12.1, we export the conversion file. Then we take that conversion file and import it into Checkmate 14. So from Checkmate 12.1, we want to open the Checkmate DWG file. Then we want to go File, Export, and export the Checkmate database. On this splash screen, you can see the typical settings for the export. Now, exporting the Checkmate database may take a few minutes, so be sure to wait for this process to complete and be returned to the Checkmate 12.1 command prompt. This will generate the Checkmate 12.1 export file. Now, if during this process the current DWG gets converted to a DXF file, and you'll see that up at the top where it shows the file name, simply exit out of the file and don't save anything. So, let's go ahead and do an example. So we're inside of Checkmate 12.1, and we have some CAD geometry and some Checkmate programming. And we have a couple of layouts here, both with title blocks and text. So to begin the conversion process, we need to export the Checkmate 12.1 database. We will export the program segments and defaults, the mechanical desktop layouts and other non-Checkmate wireframe and text, the CAD geometry, and all entities related to reporting. Then we'll hit the OK button, and then select a location to save our export file. Okay, just a couple of final notes on exporting the conversion files from Checkmate 12.1. Number one, if you've used any kind of M-text in your Checkmate 12.1 layouts, all of that text will be converted to capital letters when it comes over into Checkmate 14. Secondly, if you've used M-text in your Checkmate 12.1 layouts, some characters are simply not supported in Checkmate 14. Symbols such as the pound sign, dollar sign, percent sign, quotes, those kind of symbols. So you should verify the text when it gets imported into Checkmate 14 and make any required edits of that text. And finally, all of this process of exporting the layouts from Checkmate 12.1 requires one rule, in that each layout must only contain a single viewport window. So now it's time to import the conversion file into Checkmate 14. First step, from Checkmate 14, we want to open the Checkmate export file that you just created. It's probably going to be an SAT file. Now you'll notice that each layout that's imported, the view is fit to the title block template and then locked. Also, on the Levels tab of the CM browser, you will see your layouts in the drop-down box. Also, the actual title block for each layout will be on their own layers. We'll discuss this a little bit more later. The layers can be turned on or off, whether you choose to use the original title block or not. For example, using Checkmate 14's Excel reports that place layout images into your customized blueprint, this allows for better graphics to be used in the Excel title block template. Please review the webinar called Checkmate 14 Excel Blueprint Multi-Images.wmv to learn this process. And finally, on each layout, you may have to edit the existing text. Simply double-click to edit the text or use Shift-click if you need to reposition the text. Let's go do it. So we've fired up Checkmate 14 for SOLIDWORKS. Now it is time to open the SAT export file created in Checkmate 12.1. Let's go to the Levels tab on the CM browser. So the first thing we notice are two additional levels, one level for each of the layouts that were imported. Both of these levels are turned off because, as you can see at the bottom, we are in the default model layout. Let's select one of the layouts. This layout had some text in it. As mentioned in the documentation, we want to make sure that we have no symbols in the text. In this case, we did have the inches symbol, which you can see is simply not supported. But by double-clicking on the text, we can edit it as needed. Also, if we want to move the text to a different location, then we can do a shift-click on the text, just like moving any other Checkmate entity. As mentioned earlier, each imported layout gets its own layer, which contains the original title block. You can turn this layer off to hide it if you plan on sending these layouts to Checkmate 14's Excel reporting customizable title block templates. Thanks for watching and have a great day.